Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for June 10th, 2016. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, and here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Looking at the ES here, we're on the U 2016 contract, so the September 2016 contract. And you can see right here, prices have finally fallen below the previous week's high price. We had 3 days here where prices attempted to hold above the previous week's high. We had bulls defending. However, they were not getting paid on the top end, and the stops came out here in pre-market and overnight trading. And this is going to be important here as we head into the upcoming week to see if prices close below 2097. If prices close below this level, it will be an early idea Monday to see how prices react in overnight trading, as a retest could offer a selling opportunity for a continuation downward across the range back toward the top of composite value, rather the top of micro composite value at 2076s, followed by the potential to see a move into value on a composite basis at 2052 quarter. So this is what we mentioned before. We were looking for signs of rejection above the previous week's high for a likely return back to value, and so far we're seeing early signs of that right now with a break below the previous week's high. Let's take a look here at crude oil now. Crude oil showing signs of weakness precisely off of our LVN there. We had a CLVN marked at 51.65. We talked about it for several days here that price would likely rally into that level, and the first test would likely be defended. Price went two ticks beyond the level and rejected off of it and pulled back. We talked about a move back toward the previous month's high at 50.21 on the first test basis, and then from there a likely move into the HVN below at 49.36, and perhaps a test at the previous month's close at 49.10. So there could be more downside, at least in the near term, ahead for crude oil, but we do expect here that upon a test of the previous month's close, or even the HVN here at 49.36, we could begin to see buyers come in and defend that zone for the next squeeze above. So right now, short-term weakness likely ahead for 49.36 to 49.10. Once prices reach those zones, we could begin to see some sort of rejection that could lead us back up toward the 53.40s. 53.40 being the next upside target above that we'd be shooting for heading into the upcoming week. Looking at gold now. Gold has played out precisely off of our levels as well. We had 1208.30 as the major level down here. We talked about the rejection day and the absorption signature that occurred off that level. From there, we've seen a significant continuation. Even pullbacks have been perfectly bought as well along the way. We've reached our upper target zone, which was between 68 and 75. We went right into that zone again. And even yesterday, we talked about the idea that a pullback into this high here could be defended for another continuation higher. And so far, that's played out perfectly. We talked about that in our trading room. So gold has been very, very nice in terms of its upside continuation. Further upside could be seen ahead. One thing that I shared in the trading room as well is the expanding nature of the current range. We have a very flat support zone here coming off 1200 to 1210, but the upper zone here has been more upward sloping here, with new highs being seen time and time again. So not only can this move reach the zone that we've already reached, we could even continue higher into 1308 to 1310 ahead. So there could be even more upside ahead. One of our traders actually identified the HVN at 1299.40 as being the next potential spot and being reached, and that looks like a good target as well. So again, the next pullback could be a great buying opportunity for another continuation into 1299.40 and beyond. Lastly, let's take a look at the NQ here. The NQ, something we talked about here was the rejection day right here, and how we were looking for absorption off the previous month's high, 45.20. Here it is. We were looking for a push to new lows beyond this low here, and we got it here heading into RTH Friday. So a very nice continuation. For all intents and purposes, we fulfilled that target of pushing below this low. Now it's to see how far lower do we go. Do we see our primary weekly bear target? That's going to be 44.41. That could still be ahead. That might be a far cry for today. But this LVN right here could be the next spot where we see some sort of bounce back up. Now, of course, we did talk about the distributions here. We have a price distribution that formed here from 4,400 down, and breaking above that level led to a rally back toward the top of this distribution. Now, Upon this rejection, we could actually see a move all the way across the range as this thing forms another distribution. So that could be ahead as well. So short term, a little bit more weakness, and then we'll look for signs of rejection, perhaps off this LVN or maybe all the way down into 4,400, which could bring price all the way back up across the range. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and happy Friday.